The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And happy Thanksgiving to all of you. I hope you're having a decent day, considering what has happened in the nation's capital, what has happened to our country with the two National Guardsmen. Dominic Carter here with you. And the number to reach me right now, 800-848-9222. So here's what's going to happen over the course of the next 2 hours, a full extended edition. So we have plenty of time to talk, connect, and break down everything that is happening. So grab that plate and meet me right here, right now on the radio. Let's go. For the next 2 hours, I'm also in my regular show now between 3 and 4 p.m. And Bo Snerdley has this Thanksgiving off, and so I'm in for him, and so he has a well-deserved day off, but it permits you and I to have much more time to chat with each other. 800-848-9222. So the National Guard member, one of the two, that was critically wounded in this suspected terror attack is unlikely to survive, according to her father. She volunteered to work. She stepped up on her own time to work on the day of this suspected terror attack, so that others could spend Thanksgiving with their family. And she was reportedly shot in the chest and head. Can you imagine what it's like for her father to tell the New York Times that, no, my baby's not going to make it. She's not going to make it. And so it turns out that this terror suspect, ambush suspect, should have never been allowed to come here. And that's according to the CIA chief. He was part of an elite CIA backstrike team known for its brutality in Afghanistan to get the job done. So we have two service members who put on the uniform to defend this nation, and they were shot in the nation's capital. Not overseas, not on a battlefield, but wait a minute. Yes, on an American battlefield, one that Democrats have created with their rhetoric in Washington, D.C. And so D.C., as we all know, is supposed to represent strength, security, and order. And it's now a crime scene. If our military members aren't safe in the capital of the most powerful country in the world, who is? Ask yourself that question and answer that question. At the end of the day, I believe it becomes a rhetorical question, one that you already know the answer to. The mayor of D.C. stating the obvious.
Everyone has reported here, somebody drove across the country, came to Washington, D.C. to attack America. And that person will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. These young people should be at home in West Virginia with their families.
And the two soldiers from West Virginia. Again, the dad of the female military member stating that his daughter is critically wounded and that she is not going to make it. This is according to her own father. We see all your calls coming in on this Thanksgiving afternoon. The Attorney General of the United States, Pam Bondi. We've all heard that 500 more troops are coming to D.C. Don't listen to those Democrats. It is the right thing to do.
And yes, President Trump is bringing in 500 more National Guard troops because we will not be taken down by this. We will not be threatened. We will not be intimidated as a country. And we will look out for the great men and women of law enforcement. And it's not only our Guard out there, as you know. It's DEA, it's FBI, it's ATF, it's U.S. Marshals running the whole show. It's working hand in hand with with Homeland Security gnomes all of her HSI people. Scott Besson has Treasury officers out there even. And of course, Pete Hegseth has the lion's share with all those great men and women in the Guard. But we are working together, and we will not be deterred. President Trump will not be deterred. He gave us one mission: make America safe again.
And it's really, really sad when you think about it, right, folks? So just go back 24 hours. You and I were together at about the same time when we broke in with breaking news. We didn't have the details yet, but it had all the signs of something horrible. Service members shot near the White House. 24 hours later, we have a much clearer understanding of what happened. Dominic Carter here with you, 800-848-9222. Line 2, Mary, Connecticut. Mary, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, Dominic. Love the show. Love you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mary. Love going right back out at you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So I just wanted to say, Joe Biden was saying how sorry he was since 2 people were shot. He has their blood on his hands after what he did.
Absolutely.
In terms of not vetting these Afghan refugees coming into America. And
Absolutely.
There's hundreds of thousands of them. So who knows what anybody else can do? He has put this country in peril and in jeopardy. And as far as I am concerned, he should hold his head in the sand and go away forever. And the Democrats, they have blood on their hands too.
Absolutely.
From all of their rhetoric, which goes ahead and inspires people to perform these heinous acts of violence.
Mary, what's incredible about all of this, right? So this is a day when we should all be stating what we're thankful for, being gracious and showing class and so on, and humility and so on. Democrats are trying to pin this on Trump, that because he had the National Guard come to American cities. So Mary, I want you to think about this. So I always thought that a elected official's number one job is to protect their constituents. So is the president supposed to continue to let America basically serve as like Chicago is with all of this uncontrolled crime? What is he supposed to do? How dare they try and blame him for doing the right thing when Biden is the one that literally laid a mousetrap for us collectively, the American people, and that trap snapped on our necks as we tried to get the piece of cheese yesterday with these National Guards member. Mary, you tell me, how can Democrats try and flip the script here and blame Trump?
Evil. That's why. They're evil. And they want this country to be destroyed. That's why. They want this country to be destroyed. And they want to rebuild it in their own socialist image. And they hate Trump. It's Trump derangement syndrome. And they hate Trump more than they love this country. That's the bottom line.
Mary, that is the bottom line. Folks, we're going to go back to your telephone calls in just 1 second. But when I woke up this morning, before preparing to come in and, get ready for today's show, what I thought about, and I got to tell you folks, it's an honor. I consider it an honor for me to be with you on the holidays. I request to work on the holidays because it's my way of respecting you, our listeners. I want to be with you. That's not a knock on my other colleagues, but one of the lessons that I've learned from the Casamatides is the beauty of hard work. The magic of hard work. And so I can't keep up with their schedules, but I consider it an absolute honor to be here with you folks today. So when you look at law enforcement, the amount of officers that have been killed, ambushed, we can go on and on and on. And so now we have the guardsmen when this happened in D.C. just 24 hours ago. Listen to this from CBS.
According to the National Fraternal Order of Police, as of October 31st, there have been 285 officers shot in the line of duty, 38 of them killed. There have been 58 ambush-style attacks against members of law enforcement during that time, including 19 of whom whom were killed. We've done a lot of reporting in this space, and we also know that the Department of Homeland Security has been sounding the alarm on this threat environment, and law enforcement officials coming under a magnifying glass. From January 21st, 2024 through November 21st, 2024, there were just 19 reported assaults against ICE law enforcement. That same number 1 year later, 238 reported assaults, just to give you a sense of what officers are up against and that threatened environment that they are facing when they are patrolling the streets of America.
And it's evil, absolutely evil, what happened in the nation's capital. And it's evil the way Democrats have literally set this plate, if you will, and now want to turn around and blame Trump. Incredible. You cannot make this up. Let's continue on this Thanksgiving Day. And think about this, folks. Instead of me having small talk with you today, talking about little things we want to talk about, talking about food, the different ways of cooking food from the different communities, we're talking about an ambush of American military personnel in the nation's capital. Let's go to Robert in Brooklyn, line 1. Robert, happy Thanksgiving. What's on your mind?
You too. Thanks for taking my call. Well, Obama said he wanted to transform America, and Biden flooded us with 20 million illegals. He did the horrific withdrawal from Afghanistan. And thank God for President Trump, who has closed the border down. He closed the border down. Also, he's claiming that about 2 million people have left, most of them voluntarily, but nevertheless, he got 2 million out, apparently. Thank God for President Trump. And it's very concerning. There's a Rasmussen poll saying that about from 18 years to 39-year-olds, the people who are under 40, likely voters, 51% of them wanted Democrat socialists to be president. 17% are unsure. It's shocking. These kids have been indoctrinated that they want to transform our country. It's horrible. And the first person I want to see deported is Mamdani, because he's the worst.
You know, Robert, I brought this up on the midnight program. Now, I haven't had a chance to look today. But, you know, is this what we're going to have as a mayor? Selective reaction? I don't even know if he's reacted yet. He's basically the mayor now. I don't even know if he's reacted yet to what happened in D.C. And if he hasn't, it's despicable. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he has reacted, but we cannot have a mayor that when it's crimes are committed by communities that you support, that you put your head in the sand and you have nothing to say. On this Thanksgiving Day, horrible news we continue to follow out of D.C., out of the nation's capital. It is time for a break. I'm with you until 5 p.m. today. We are coming right back.
This shrimp and coconut sauce is divine. What's your secret?
Goya coconut milk.
How does it taste so good?
It's all in that real coconut flavor and that rich, creamy texture.
What about thickeners and added sugars?
None. Just smooth, coconutty goodness.
What can I make with it?
From curries to sweet treats like coconut flan, the possibilities are endless.
Goya coconut milk. Take your cooking to the next level. No question about it. Find it in the Goya section of your local grocery store. If it's Goya, it has to be good.
This episode is brought to you by Blink. Blink Friday starts now with up to 65% off Blink Smart Security. Check on your pets all season long with new Blink Mini 2K Plus cameras. See your gifts arrive in head-to-toe view with Blink Video Doorbell. Ready to use right out of the box. Just unwrap Blink and go. From pet parents to jet setters to busy families, Blink Friday deals have your holidays covered. Shop now at Amazon.com/Blink. Say hello to the all-new Alexa Plus and see how Alexa can do so much more for you. Need tickets to see your favorite artist? Craving your comfort restaurant? Just sit back, relax, and talk naturally. Alexa's on it. It learns your style, anticipates what's next, and makes it happen across Echo, Fire TV, and more. Learn more at Amazon.com/new Alexa.
Introducing Meta Ray-Ban Display, the world's most advanced AI glasses. With a full color display built into the lens of the glasses, it's there when you need it and gone when you don't. Send and receive messages, translate or caption live conversations, collaborate with Meta AI, and more. Be one of the first to try Meta Ray-Ban Display. Visit meta.com/Meta Ray-Ban Display to book a demo and find your pair.
The Dominic Carter Show. Entertaining and informative on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
I am starting to worry about a wolf in sheep's clothing. Yes, I'm talking about the mayor-elect of New York City, Mamdani. He thinks he's so slick and that you and I are so stupid. He thinks he's so smooth and that you and I are downright stupid. I'm looking at my Twitter at my ex, from Liz Rosenblatt. Liz, happy Thanksgiving, to you and your family in Florida. Liz says, still, she capitalizes the word still no public statement by Mayor-elect Mamdani. Could it possibly be that he doesn't condemn that horrific act? Question mark. Especially on Thanksgiving. Oh, wait, he doesn't celebrate this American holiday. Liz, you're dead on accurate. I'm worried about it too, because the signs that I'm starting to get from this guy is when it's something pro-Muslim, he'll be the first one to jump out there and have something to say. When it's something, I hate to say it, that may be terrorist related, he's going to go mum. So still no comment yet from the mayor-elect of New York about what happened in the nation's capital. And just last night, the reason why I'm blaming Democrats for this, well, one, obviously the Biden administration. Oh, come on down. We lost 13 service members at that airport in that horrible country. 13 Americans died, right? Because they rushed to get this done. President Biden, even though his advisors told them to stand down for a little while. Oh, no. Politics got in the way. 13 American soldiers dead. And now one of the men that you trained comes here and this happens. And what happens on CNN last night? On CNN last night, the president announcing 500 more troops into the nation's capital. Already, they are denouncing it.
Well, I think the president is going to, and his administration is going to use this incident to further their cause of having these guardsmen on the street. The issue that we have is if you add 500 people to this equation or 500 soldiers, it wouldn't have stopped what happened today. He walked up on soldiers and opened fire. It would have just been more targets there. These people are there. Their assignment is high visibility patrol. Mm-hmm. So people know where they are. They're uniformed. So people know what they look like. And if they want to approach them or harm them, they're in harm's way. So why add to that and put more people in harm's way when it wouldn't have changed the outcome in this particular matter?
You cannot make this stuff up, folks. But remember during the campaign, then VP candidate J.D. Vance on with Margaret Brenner on CBS? And she claimed, you're going to hear her say it right now, that all of the Afghan refugees, if you will, they were vetted when obviously they were not.
When you talked to us in August, you said, I don't think we should abandon anybody who's been properly vetted and helped us. Do you stand by that?
Well, Margaret, I don't agree that all these immigrants or all these refugees have been properly vetted. In fact, we know that there are cases of people who allegedly were properly vetted and then were literally planning terrorist attacks on our country. That happened during the campaign, if you may remember. So clearly not all of these foreign nationals have been properly vetted.
But there are 30,000 people in the pipeline, Afghan refugees.
But my primary concern as the vice president, Margaret, is to look after the American people. And now that we know that we have vetting problems with a lot of these refugee programs, we absolutely cannot unleash thousands of unvetted people into our country.
These people are vetted. Good. These people are vetted.
Just like the guy who planned a terrorist attack in Oklahoma a few months ago, he was allegedly properly vetted, and many people in the media and the Democratic Party said that he was properly vetted. Clearly he wasn't. I don't want my children.
And so the vice president going on to state there he doesn't want his kids around these types of people. Vice President, amen. None of us do. We're coming right back with your calls.
This episode is brought to you by Netflix. Jay Kelly, the new film from Academy Award nominee Noah Baumbach, George Clooney stars as an actor confronting his past and present on a journey of self-discovery, alongside Adam Sandler as his devoted manager. Critics are calling it a declaration of love to the chaotic art of filmmaking, with the Wall Street Journal praising it as a transcendent comedy drama. Jay Kelly is now playing in select theaters and on Netflix December 5th.
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here. Wishing you a very happy half-off holiday, because right now Mint Mobile is offering you the gift of 50% off unlimited. To be clear, that's half price, not half the service. And Mint is still premium unlimited wireless for a great price. So that means a half day. Yeah? Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
The Dominic Carter Show. Entertaining and informative on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And on this Thanksgiving Day, back to your telephone calls in a moment. And keep in mind, folks, that we're not done in about 27 minutes. I am with you until 5 p.m. today. Bo Snerdley has a well-deserved holiday off, so I'm filling in for Bo at the top of the hour. And it's great news for you and I, because that means it's more time for more telephone calls for you and I to chat with each other. And if you're trying to get through, we see all the lines lit up. Just hit redown in about 30 seconds, give or take, and hopefully we'll get you through and get you right on. So I want you to also, folks, this holiday season, help the Red Apple Audio Networks feed those in need. Go to redappleaudionetworks.com/turkey. Join Red Apple Audio Networks, AARP New York City, the Police Athletic League, Gristedes and D'Agostino's supermarkets, and nationwide imaging services as we deliver holiday meals to more than 5,000 families across the city. Go to redappleaudionetworks.com/turkey. That's redappleaudionetworks.com/turkey. So before we go back to your calls, and I'm going to go to Luciano in Pennsylvania, this Afghan shooter, alleged to be the shooter of our 2 National Guard troops in D.C., worked with various U.S. government entities, including the CIA, as part of he was a member of a partner force in Afghanistan. This, according to Fox News Digital.
Well, the administration is promising to use all the resources of the federal government to bring this suspect to justice. And it comes as we're learning more about the man whom authorities say was the lone gunman. DHS has identified him as 29-year-old Ramanullah Lakamal. He came to the U.S. on September 8th, 2021 under Operation Allies Welcome. Former President Biden launched the program to help vulnerable Afghans after the withdrawal of U.S. troops from the country. The president now calling for an evaluation of what he calls every single alien who came from Afghanistan as he denounces yesterday's shooting.
This heinous assault was an act of evil, an act of hatred, and an act of terror. It was a crime against our entire nation. It was a crime against humanity. The hearts of all Americans tonight are with those 2 members of the West Virginia National Guard and their families. The love of our entire country is pouring out for them.
Authorities say the National Guard members were ambushed by the suspect shortly after 2 p.m. yesterday as they were doing their patrols just blocks away from the White House. There was an exchange of gunfire. That suspect was shot by responding officers or service members.
2 of our brave members of the National Guard and the Department of War were brazenly attacked in a horrendous act of violence. They were shot. They're in critical condition. As you can see behind me, we have assembled the full force of both the federal and state and local law enforcement agencies to bring bear all of our resources to make sure we find the perpetrators responsible for this heinous act. And make no mistake, they will be brought to justice.
So today, the president is doubling down on his deployment of the National Guard to D.C. He's adding 500 more troops to add to the roughly 2,000 already here in D.C.
And so that from Fox News. And I meant to say Margaret Brennan Someone just pointed out online that I said Brenner, I guess in terms of me rushing to try and get through the copy. And so Thanksgiving today, and also that means food and NFL football. And Charles James Kirk says on my Twitter at Dominic TV, watching football on mute and listening to at Dominic TV. Have a great Thanksgiving. Charles, thank you, my brother. That's the way to watch the football game. Turn down that volume, turn up that radio. Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. Your words really do mean the word to me. All of you wishing me a happy Thanksgiving. The love goes right back out at you. Jimmy Fontanez says happy Thanksgiving from Helen and me. Much love, my brother. Jimmy, you didn't tell me if Helen is a relative, if it's your woman, if it's your wife. I don't know who Helen is, but happy Thanksgiving to her as well. Let's go to Luciano, line 5 in Pennsylvania on this Thanksgiving Day. Luciano, what's on your mind?
Yeah, thank you, Dominic, for taking my call. As a Puerto Rican, would this statement be false? It was the cause of Eric Adams that made New York City a sanctuary city that caused its downfall. It was also the cause of the Latino, mostly Puerto Ricans and African Americans, that caused the downfall, that caused this scumbag Muslim, radical Muslim, to become mayor of New York City. He's only going to last four years. Go ahead, please. Forgive me.
Well, I wouldn't use your language that you just used, but you make some valid points there. In a game of chess, Governor Abbott of Texas badly beat New York City Mayor Eric Adams. Eric Adams welcomed the migrants here with open arms, and then he said, oops, my bad, when he realized that it was a total disaster. And all of a sudden, we went from a budget surplus to negative situation, and it cost Adams his second term. I will always, I haven't seen him lately, but I will tell him that, frankly, to be honest with you, when I'm alone with him, the next time I am, and I don't know when that's going to be, I'm going to say to him, brother, what the were you thinking? I get it. You said, kumbaya, kumbaya, I can ride this all the way to the White House. I'm the Biden of Brooklyn. Remember those words, Eric Adams? Boy, did they come back to bite you in Yes, that same administration indicting you, the Republican administration saving your neck, and then this slick con artist called Mom Donnie comes out of nowhere with his anti-Semitic rhetoric, who again, to my knowledge, still has not condemned what happened in D.C. Folks, he's telling you every day what he thinks of you. And so he walks around, and I'm trying to find the right word. I don't want to call people uneducated, but these people that voted for him, don't you see the con that this man is running? Don't you see the game that he's running on you? He can't deliver on nada of what he promised, but that doesn't matter because he's the mayor now. You went for the okie doke. He said free, free, free. And you said, just like a lap dog, right? I don't even know how a lap dog goes, but yes, 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 yes. Mamdani, Mamdani, Mamdani. We have 2 soldiers shot in D.C., zip, from the incoming mayor of New York City. Hasn't said a word because he doesn't want to say a word. It makes you wonder what he feels about what happened. I'm not going to go there because I have to show some respect to the office of mayor of New York City, but it makes you wonder where his heart is, that to my knowledge, he has not made a public statement about this 24 hours in. And he won't. You know why? Because the media is in love with him. Oh, Mom, Donnie, you're like the Muslim Obama. You're like the Indian Obama. And they let this guy get away with murder, with absolute murder. Let's go here. Let's see. Let's go to Al and Yonkers, line 1. Al, what's on your mind on this Thanksgiving Day? Al, first of all, have you had any food yet today, Thanksgiving cooking food?
Not yet. Later, I'm going to go over to my sister's. She lives right near me in the north end of Yonkers.
Is she a good cook? There. Is she a good cook?
Yes, she is.
And what is she cooking? What is she cooking?
A turkey, sweet potatoes, all vegetables. And she's always, she's been preparing since this morning.
Wow. And she's a good, but is her turkey dry? I can't mess with no dry turkey, Al. Is it dry or is it moist?
A turkey, no, it's moist, and if she has gravy and everything, and all you would need to make it not dry.
Stuffing? Does she have stuffing?
Yes.
Cranberry?
Usually cranberry too. Yes.
And like when you're done eating at your sister's, then what do?
Cake, coffee.
And then what? And then do you feel like I'm full, like I want to lay down, or do you watch some football? What do you guys do as a family?
Usually, my brother-in-laws will usually go and watch the football. I'm more of a baseball, basketball fan.
Really?
So I'm not really big into football. Yeah.
So wait, Al, we're gonna get to your point. So you like baseball, right? I grew up playing baseball, but I can't do it, Al. The game is too slow. You can still, I know they tried to speed it up. You can tolerate the game?
Yeah, for a period, for years I didn't, but the last couple of years I've been watching it again, and I really enjoy it. And growing up playing basketball, I played CYO basketball, Catholic youth.
Okay.
I was pretty good, and the only regret I have, I didn't play in high school.
Why didn't you play in high school?
I just kind of, started hanging out with a group of friends who really weren't into athletics like I should have been.
You know, Al, the one thing I want to say to folks, and then we'll get to your point. The way I live my life, folks, anything that I want to achieve or do, no matter what the obstacles are, just like, for example, when Mandela came to New York, I think 92, the odds of me getting an interview with Nelson Mandela, who had just been released from prison, was 0 to none. I guess I'm a little tick boom in the head because I said I'm going for it anyway. And at the end of the day, I got it. Me and Ted Koppel, that was it, right? And Ted Koppel was at the top of his game at the time. My business can be rough. I saw Ted Koppel at a convention, a political convention. I don't know if it was the DNC or the RNC. And all of those people that used to surround him, like 15 producers, he was walking by himself. So I guess that's my fate down the road. But anyway, what I want to say, Al, is that you should, if you wanted to play varsity basketball, you should have went for it. Folks, go for it, because if you don't go for it, you're going to spend the rest of your life looking in the mirror talking about, I should have. But it's funny because the one thing that I didn't do, I deeply regret not going to law school. It's the one flaw that I can't take back, Al, and we're going to get to your point. I'm up at Syracuse. I'm just accepted into the Newhouse School, world-renowned journalism school. They make the best of the best of the best of journalists. Al Roker, Al Roker went to Oswego. But anyway, so Syracuse University, I'm there. I'm like, I can't juggle the master's program in journalism and law school at the same time. And I just got married, new wife. I can't juggle all three. But boy, do I regret it now. Al, let's get to your point. What's going on?
Yeah, same with me. I mean, unfortunately, that door is closed for me, but at least I have good memories from the grade school basketball. Yeah, thank you, Dominic. Yeah, my point with what happened in Washington, I always think the president was justified in adding the 500 troops because at all costs, the president and his family has to be protected. The vice president in Blair House and his family, and of course the Congress people in the House, at the Capitol, and the civilians in Washington. Back in the 50s, we did have an attack on Congress by Puerto Rican nationalists, and they tried to kill President Truman, who was staying at Blair House at the time, because the White House was being restored. So a situation like that can happen. So I think the president did what was right by adding all troops necessary to protect the Capitol.
Yes, because, what I don't understand, Al, so whether they realize it or not, Democrats are saying, get rid of the National Guard. Let's go back to the status quo in D.C. I saw a story just this morning. A man that survived 9/11, I believe it's in Florida, was just beaten to death by 3 men in Florida. He survived 9/11 to be beaten to death in, I think it's in Florida, or maybe it was New Jersey. I got to get my facts here. But, and Al, thank you for the call. And folks, I'm only telling you this part because it's important to have the full context of the story. 3 black men, he's white. They beat him to death. 3 black men, he's white. Survived 9/11 only. Have you ever thought about what it means to be beaten to death by 3 men? How painful that must be. Or if you're lucky, maybe you just hit your head on a rock and die right there. But if not, how painful that must be to survive 9/11 and to lose your life to these 3 black men. Oh, Dominic, how can you say that? How can you do that? I just did. We're coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show. Entertaining and informative on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And on this Thanksgiving Day, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation final thoughts. You know, folks, if you want political correctness, then I'm really not your guy, because I'm going to give it to you straight, no chaser. I'm going to call a spade a spade. It is what it is. I'm not going to play racial politics and not identify certain situations. I'm going to tell you straight up. You know, so I just referenced the World Trade Center worker who narrowly escaped September 11th terror attacks, beaten to death by 3 teens. He's white, 3 black teens, and this happened in, I think, Jacksonville, Florida. So a former World Trade Center worker, this guy narrowly escaped, beaten to death by 3 black teens, one of whom was just 12 at the time of the attack, according to officials. He's from Long Island. His name, 64-year-old, his name was Roger Burkham, and he was found severely beaten just after midnight on October 19th in downtown Jacksonville, Florida, after 3 teens were seen kicking and stomping him, according to the arrest report from the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office in Florida. He was found with blood pooled around his head and a blood trail extending down the sidewalk. The attackers were seen going through his backpack and then returning 20 minutes later, kicking him multiple times, and battering the victim on 3 separate times. All right? Thank you, Biden. Thank you, Obama, for screwing up the country. And yes, these things are happening under Trump a little bit, but he's trying to clean it up, this mess of a situation. Oh, we can't have the street crimes unit. That's not fair to minorities. Well, who do you think is committing a crime? And who do you think needs the street crime unit riding their backs to keep them in check and to protect people that look like me, that are preyed upon by these savages? Let's go back to your calls, Pete in New Jersey, line 2. Happy Thanksgiving, Pete. What's on your mind?
I'll be straight up and straightforward. The problem is, all this problem is in the streets and the crime and evil. It's because of the evil in Congress. The Republicans and the Democrats cannot get together and go after the fathers of these illegitimate kids who are roaming the streets. You got to make them be responsible and them be accountable for their actions. All they do is knock up the women and go on and brag about it. And you got thousands and thousands and thousands of illegitimate kids in these cities doing crime. And we have to have our National Guard go after the fathers, go after the gangbangers, go after the mother freakers.
You know what, Pete? I can't believe you just said that. I really can't. You know why I can't believe you just said that? Because you're 1,000% accurate. You just said exactly what needs to be said, and thank you for doing so. Pete just told you the truth. But folks, you can't handle the truth, right? What was the big movie, Jack Nicholas? A Few Good Men. Yes, thank you, Carlos. That's the movie. So I'm looking at my Twitter at my ex DMS, the lovely DMS. She says here, I wish I could talk about sweet potato yeast rolls, corn pudding, turkey rub recipe, and homemade pumpkin pie, but I just can't. They seem to be memories from I don't want to read the next part. They seem to be memories from a different life. I thought, but anyway, I hear you, DMS, and you know I got nothing but love for you. DMS, she was talking about a past divorce and so on, but it's Thanksgiving and she's my people, and so I'm going to leave it at that. But wait, sweet potato yeast rolls, corn pudding, turkey rub recipe. DMS, you telling me you know how to get down like that as well? You never told me that before, DMS, on Twitter or via email. You didn't tell me you know how to grease like that. Why are you leaving these important details out from me? Folks, I got to tell you, it's time for me to take a break. Normally this is when I end, but this is not the end. This is just the beginning. Folks, Nerdly has the day off. I'm coming back, hour number 2 with you folks. And folks, I'll reference Tunnel to Towers in just a second.
Thanks for listening to The Dominic Carter Show. You can hear The Dominic Carter Show weekdays at 3 p.m. and Mondays through Thursday at midnight and Sunday starting at 11 p.m. on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder, what the heck is going on here?